Damn, dude. Well, this sucks, wouldn't you say? So YouTuber Count Dankula, aka Mark Meechan, has been found guilty of a hate crime surrounding a video of him from 2 years ago, teaching his girlfriend's pet pug to have him react to him saying "gas the Jews" and "Sieg Heil."
My girlfriend is always ranting and raving about how cute and adorable her wee dog is, and so I thought I would turn him into the least cute thing that I could think of, which is a Nazi. Buddha, do you want to gas the Jews? Do you want to gas the Jews? Sieg Heil. Sieg Heil. Who's a good wee Nazi? I'm not a racist, by the way. I just really wanted to her off.
So now, as you may well know, this issue has turned into a huge free speech debate, and rightfully so, considering everything that's happened surrounding this. It's very easy for someone to jump the gun on this and call him hateful or to call him a Nazi when he himself states in that video that it's all for a joke. Okay, so I can understand how some can look at this and get offended. The original video has been reported and has been restricted. I'll link it obviously if you want to watch it in its entirety. I'm not saying you can't be offended. If you were, you were. However, in this case, all it is a dumb, stupid, meant to be offensive type of joke. He also meant it more as a joke on his girlfriend because I believe she's the one who technically owned the dog. In Scotland, he was put through trial for having the intent of wanting to commit an act of hate because of this one video in question. A few days ago, he came out with a video simply titled "Guilty," talking more about the matter. This is what he had to say.
I'm actually kind of happy that the trial actually finally ended. I was under the impression that it was just going to go on forever, but we got the guilty verdict that we all knew it was coming. We all knew that the guilty verdict was coming, and we already kind of knew that that was sort of already decided before this even went to trial. But I'm just going to go over a few of the things that were said during the reading of the guilty verdict. One of the main things that stuck out to me was that it was claimed that I did, in fact, make this video for anti-Semitic reasons. And it was stated that I was intentionally trying to stir up religious hatred. Now, I know why I made the video. I know what opinions that I hold. And the reality of the situation is, I'm not an anti-Semite, and I made this video to piss off my girlfriend. That is the literal reality of the situation, but if the court wants to completely reject that reality and substitute it with its own, well, unfortunately, that's not up to me. I know who I am as a person. I know how I think and feel, and I know what opinions I have. So, despite the fact that these things have kind of been decided by the court, it doesn't mean that they're true. I know how I feel, and anyone who actually knows me and has followed my channel and watched all my content for a while will know for a fact that that is not who I am as a person, and I'm really thankful to everyone who, despite what the judge said, realises and knows that truly I'm not actually an anti-Semite.
Personally, I find this to be really dumb. I don't agree, first off, that he deserves to go to prison or receive any sort of punishment for simply making this video 2 years after the fact. It's clear that this is more of an emotionally driven effort to try and silence another person. It even went as far as having families of Holocaust victims speak out against him during the trial, which of course is a clear appeal to emotion because others are outraged by what he said and did. He shouldn't be made an example out of just because of it, and this thought policing is bullshit. Especially when the context here apparently doesn't matter. Despite the context of this being one stupid joke in a sea of other jokes floating out there that are probably worse than this, that go further but are still jokes nonetheless, we're just gonna throw out the context. I mean, think whatever you want of Mark, Count Dankula. I don't know him, so he could be a nice dude, he could be a complete piece of shit. Either way, I view this as a violation of human rights. Making the guy go through a trial, having him be convicted, which the sentence has still yet to be determined. I believe he'll know on April 23rd. But the fact that this guy is going to be looking at jail time because of this, all for a shit post because he's a shit poster, that's not justice to me. Even if you think he's wrong, even if you don't like what he did or didn't like his humor, it shouldn't go to this extent. Him saying "gas the Jews" is obviously a horrible thing to say, but no one is disputing that.
Even if we all hate each other, freedom of speech affects every single one of us at the end of the day. So it's something that we should all join together, put our differences aside, and help each other protect each other's rights. Even if we fundamentally disagree with many things that the other people are saying, freedom of speech affects all of us because it is a human right, and at the end of the day, regardless of what anybody thinks, we are all still human.
Again, the fact that it's been blown out of proportion like this, the fact that he's awaiting sentencing still over this, to me is ridiculous. If you want to make stupid jokes about the Holocaust, you should be able to make jokes about it, just like if you want to make jokes about slavery, you can go for it. Want to make fun of 9/11, go for it. But the point is, joking about atrocities like that doesn't automatically make you a bad person, because humor is very subjective. This is crass, rude humor that's meant to be that way, and we're aware of it. That's why it can be funny at times, because of how dark it can get. I've said countless times in past videos that anything and everything can be made fun of, and I'll continue to be a broken record about it because it's the truth. This shit just kind of reminds me of when PewDiePie dressed as a Nazi for a joke to show how people can get easily outraged over it and will take it out of context and then is met with that very same reaction. It's a waste of time, waste of money to pursue this guy over a bad joke, even if you think he's an asshole because of it. It's not like he even intended for that video to gain millions of views. It just kind of accumulated over the course of time. But he didn't hurt anybody in his video. Nobody was harmed. The dog wasn't harmed. No Jewish people were harmed.
See, here's the thing. You might not like it. You might think it's horribly inoffensive. But here's the thing. No Jews got gassed during the making of that video. And the worst thing it did is get racists to laugh. The best thing it did is get people to talk about what's appropriate. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not good. I mean, I don't like it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't tell people, hey, this is the most awesome video ever. Come watch it. But to put that guy, not only to put him on trial, but to fucking convict him. And Scotland, how dare you? You people are supposed to be ahead of the curve. Scotland's supposed to be a pretty fucking badass place. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
Overall, I'd say this doesn't sit right with me. I don't like the idea of him being put through this, but it is what it is at the end of the day. At least he's taking it like a champ and accepting it, because, well, what else can you really do at this point? But those are my thoughts on this situation. I'd like to know yours. Again, I just kind of wanted to touch upon it a bit and briefly talk about it. At the very least, get this discussion flowing amongst us. What's your opinion on this? What do you have to say? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for listening. I always appreciate it. And like usual, I'll see you all later in my next video.